Hey guys, Jessica Lemming here, playing a little bit of Fernando and Paladins again, and bringing you today a guide, a little build on how I use Fernando, and well also the items that I buy in the item shop, as also my playstyle with him. And I know that you'll see that I don't have a really high mastery level with Fernando, but the thing is that I have made multiple accounts on Paladins and I keep forgetting my password, or I like to start over again. Since I have been playing for kind of some months now, and well, actually a lot of months now, and they gave you a lot of gold to try every single champion. But since I wasted my gold in so many things and all that, I didn't have the money for the card, so I restarted and restarted yet again and again, and I wanted to start from zero with this channel, just to like show you this progress and all that in the game. That's really cool. Anyways, let's go on. First, I'll talk about who's Fernando and what the hell does he do. Fernando is one of the frontline champions that you can select by now in the champion select in Paladins, which is a really great tank. He does pretty well when you have to protect a point or to capture a point. It's also pushing or stopping a card. Why? First of all, he's the champion with the most health from all the frontlines that there is now, with 5,500 health, base health, which can be modified by using some cards from the loadout, in the loadout, and making this health pool way bigger, up to 6,000. And that's a fucking lot of health, and it comes pretty handy when you have to protect a point, or capture a point or anything, since you can stay on that point or be harassing and pushing the card for a long period of time. Second, Fernando is really durable during team fights or when you're trying to complete objectives most of the time, since he has this ability called Shield. Shield, when activated, deploys a shield or expands a shield that moves with Fernando, and it can absorb up to 8,000 damage. This 8,000 damage can be modified to 10,000 since you can use a card in your loadout that increases the health of your shield by 2,000. This makes Fernando really great when you're trying to be competitive, since you can stand on a point for a long time and not be killed. And if you have a healer, fucking Christ, you can stand on a point for so long. And it's amazing since you can actually complete objectives in a kinda easy way. And the third thing that I really like about Fernando is the damage. From my experience in games, and I have played a fucking lot of them, I noticed that if you make a tanky character, or if you play a tanky class or whatever, your damage output won't be that of a great thing. It will be kinda, but that's the thing with Fernando, his damage output is pretty decent, it's really great. With his flamethrower he does constant damage, aside from the state that he applies to every single target it hits, making the burning state. I'll talk about the skills in the next section. And also his fireball, if you know how to aim it and time it, you'll do up to 1,350 damage. That's a fucking lot if you hit the 5 targets, and it's amazing. That's the thing that I like about Fernando. He's really tanky, he has a lot of health, has also a lot of defense, defense calling his shield with 10,000 health, defense since it's not kind of like a state which reduces damage, but anyways, he has a lot of defense, let's call it like that. As also he has this presence in the field when you play with him, that you feel that you're doing something, and you are actually doing a lot if you know how to play with him. Now let's talk about the skills. His main ability basic attack is called Flame Lance, which is a really fancy name for a flamethrower. It does 30 damage for every single hit, and also leaves a state of burn that does up to 200 damage in 2 seconds. His basic weapon doesn't have an actual manual reload. You can see in the middle of the screen that I have this little white bar that goes down and up, and that's basically the ammo. If you spam your flamethrower for too long, it will stop firing, it will overheat. Another thing that's good to mention is that this weapon does not have any long range. It's just short to short middle range. You won't be able to snipe with it. The second ability in Fernando's kit, most general basic ability, is Shield. When activated, Fernando will expand a shield of 8000 health, well, it can take up to 8000 damage, and it will block all the incoming damage. Another thing that's good to mention is that you can't attack when your shield is active. The only ability that you can actually manage to use when you have your shield on is Charge. And Charge is a pretty straightforward move, no pun intended, which is a dash forward that does 200 damage to every single target it hits. Now let's talk about the last ability of Fernando's kit, well, the last basic ability, which is Fireball. When this ability is activated, Fernando will shoot a fireball that travels in a straight line and does basic 450 damage. Also, when a target is hit by this fireball, it will reduce its healing by 50% during 3 seconds. And now we have the thing that I really love about Fernando, and it's the bonus damage. If the fireball hits consecutive targets, it will scale its damage by 50% of the base damage. What do I mean? Let's put 4 people in a straight line. So if you shoot your fireball and it hits the first target, it will deal 450 damage, but if it hits consecutively the second target, it will deal 675 damage, and so on. Your damage will scale by 50% of your basic damage. Now your basic damage is 450, and 50% of 450 is 225. If you add 450 plus 225, it will give you 675. If you add another 225, it will be 900, and so on and so on. That's the thing that I really love about Fernando. If you actually know how to aim and time the perfect moment for this fireball, to go through multiple targets, you'll deal a shit ton of damage. And also, the CC, which reduces by 50%, all healing, is amazing. This harass is amazing since if you deal a really nice damage with a good fireball, your friends can do all the cleanup after the damage you have done with this CC that reduces the healing. And last but not least, Fernando's ultimate, which is Immortal. When activated, Fernando will make this area around him where his allies can't drop from 1500 health, and also they will be immune to all CC. The bad side about this ultimate, since it's an amazing ultimate in my opinion, is that you'll lose a lot of mobility and you won't be able to attack with something that is in your flamethrower. Now that we have talked about every single ability which Fernando has, let's talk about the loadout. The way that you're going to customize every single ability so you can have a nice output on the battlefield. And also, this build is focused on tankiness and sustain. This build will have the following cards: Last Stand, Towering Barrier, Evolved, Safe Travel, and Launch. First, let's talk about the 2 cards that we maxed, Towering Barrier and Last Stand. Why did I level up Towering Barrier? Our shield has an amazing 8000 health, and making those 8000 points into 10,000 is amazing and has a great synergy with Last Stand. Why? Let's make a scenario. You went into a fight, you took way too much damage before popping your shield up, and now you're below 50% of your health. Since you're below 50% of your health and you have maxed Last Stand, that means that you can pop your shield and start regenning and blocking also the damage. But here comes the tricky part. If you have an 8000 shield, it won't be enough for you to block all the damage incoming if you are below 50% of your health. That's why we leveled Towering Barrier. Leveling this card to level 4 will give us 2000 extra points in our shield, and that will make a shield that can absorb 10,000 damage. That's enough, so we can regen back to 50% of our health and stay in the point, or run back a little bit so we can heal a little bit more. In addition to these 2 cards, we have Evolve at level 2. Evolve at level 2 will give us extra 250 health. These 3 cards will be the base of our tankiness. It will be amazing. We will have a lot of health, a fucking amazing shield that can block tons of damage, and also great health regen. It will give us so much sustain, so much tankiness that we will be able to conquest the point. We'll be able to actually defend a point or attack a point or score a card for a long time. The other 2 cards that we have left in our loadout are Safe Travel and Launch. These two cards, well, I use them mostly for disengage. If you have followed the guide and leveled your cards as I, well, have recommended, you'll have a 10,000 health shield and also you'll have a health pool of 5,750. But that isn't enough in some cases. There will be times that the whole fucking team will just focus on you and melt your shield. That's when you have to run, since dying will just give them credits and that's no good, right? Now, safe travel will give you a 250 shield when you use charge, and launch will give you 25% extra distance when you use charge. This makes such an amazing synergy for disengage. When you try to disengage with charge, you'll leave your back exposed. So when you have your back exposed, you'll take direct damage. That makes things way worse. That's why it comes really handy to use safe travel. It will give you this 250 damage shield, which is really fucking handy, and it's a lifesaver. It has saved me from so many occasions that's why I have this really nice connection with the card. Not to give it 4 points, but I'll give it 1 or 2. I just love the evolve that gives me a little bit more of health so I can survive. And well, that's just up to you. You can use 2 points on health or 2 points to have a bigger shield on safe travel. And launch, well, it will help you to run further, since sometimes you have to run a long way to get on cover. Now that we have talked about it, Fernando's skills and also the loadout that we're going to use, now we'll just talk about the gameplay that's meant for this loadout, or well, that I have been using with this loadout, and also the item shop. It'll be really quick. It's really basic since it's a really heavy base objective gameplay. First, I'm going to talk about the items that I buy in the shop. The following path is the basic one, the one that I use 90% of the time. This path of items is just really based on the tankiness, so I can take less damage and I can be way more present in the match, as also the cooldown reduction, so I can pop my shield way more often. The most common change that I make when I'm playing with Fernando and following this path is changing Rejuvenate to Life Rip. Why do I change it? Sometimes you get this team who isn't healing, who isn't kind of supporting, the support is just running around, or you don't even have a support, so you take Life Rip. So when you have to attack with your flamethrower or your fireball or whatever, you can at least have a little bit more of sustain. Not a big game breaker, but it's a little bit more of sustain. I take Wrecker because you'll be in the front line with the other tank, and every single tank well that there is right now has a shield. Ruckus has a shield, Barrick has a shield, it's also Makoa has a shield, and Fernando's the same. So destroying the shield will help a lot to your teammates, since the main tool that you have as a tank to, well, have the sustain and helping your team out is having a shield. Destroying a shield from an enemy tank is just amazingly good, in my opinion. And finally, the gameplay. You have seen the gameplay during all this video, and you have seen that the main thing that you do with this build is going into the point, defending the card, pushing the card, being in the point, the main objective, since you have a lot of health and you will be a pain in the ass if you have your teammates supporting you. And Fernando, next to a card, spamming his flamethrower and spamming his fireball is the biggest pain in the ass that you can have. But that's the main thing that I want to accomplish with this card progression, as also, well, item progression, as also the loadout. Being this fucking annoying tanky guy who can take a lot of damage, go back and just go back in to, well, cause a little bit more of trouble when you try to push a card. But well, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed, that you might take something, well, thing or two about all the tips and things that I told you about Fernando and how I play him, and well, apply it into your competitive games, since I really love this character and it's my main. And also I have a lot of fun playing tanky characters in every single game that I play. But that will be everything for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, that you learned something. Leave a like below, subscribe, comment if you would change something about the loadout, or even the card progression. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. This is Just a Colombian, and have a great time.